And we have an update on the Montana rape sentencing that we told you about last week. The state attorney general is now calling the sentence illegal, and prosecutors have appealed. The controversy started when Judge G. Todd Baugh imposed a 30-day sentence on a teacher who admitted to raping his 14-year-old student. The girl later took her own life. Protesters were incensed that the judge said the victim was older than her chronological age and had some control over the situation. We spoke a few minutes ago with Yellowstone County Attorney Prosecutor Scott Twito about the appeal. Scott, thank you very much for taking some time with us. Let me start right here. We have learned that the judge has acknowledged that there's a problem with this sentence and has scheduled a hearing for Friday, which is tomorrow. Although, as I understand it, you'd like to go ahead with an appeal. Why is the hearing not sufficient?
Well, I question the court's authority to hold the hearing. The law, I think, is fairly clear that once a judge has pronounced sentence, any appeal or any legal correction has to be done by our Supreme Court.
And appealing a judge's sentence, as I understand it, is not that unusual. Calling it illegal seems unusual to me. What makes this sentence possibly illegal?
Well, it is actually quite rare that the state or the prosecutor would appeal a sentence. What makes it illegal is we believe that the court may have mistakenly applied a sentencing exception in this case.
And say more about that. Can you be a little bit more explicit about that?
Sure. In rape cases such as this, where the victim is under a certain age, there are certain mandatory minimums that are in place in our state. And the court essentially deviated from that, applying a law that on its face appears to give him that authority. However, we think he mistakenly applied the wrong section of the law and suspended more of the time than he was legally allowed to do.
There is some interesting history to this about how he came to this sentencing. As I understand it, your state law allows a judge to suspend all of it but 2 years. Is that correct?
Yes, there is a law that in those particular circumstances, that's what the law says, that they can suspend whatever sentence they're going to fashion, but for the last 2 years.
And what was the judge's explanation about how he came to this first sentence that is in place right now?
Well, the judge announced his reasons during the August 26 sentencing hearing. Those are the court's reasons. He then filed a sentencing addendum stating further reasons for why he, I guess, departed from, I don't want to say normal sentence, but I guess his explanation for why he did what he did.
And how long will the appeal process take? What is involved in the appeal process?
Well, the first thing that's involved, and what has already happened, is that the Attorney General's office, who typically handles our criminal appeals, has already filed a notice of intent to appeal with the Montana Supreme Court. And it can take anywhere from, to be honest with you, I'd be speculating, but the range I could give you could be 90 days to 9 months.
Wow. So the process could be much longer than just a hearing on Friday. Of course, part of this controversy not only is the short sentencing that some believe that this sentence is, but also the comments that the judge made during his announcement of the sentencing, particularly about the victim being older than her chronological age. Do you think the judge should face any disciplinary action because of this?
That's entirely up to our Judicial Standards Commission. That's not my responsibility. The judge's statements and reasons are his and his alone.
I understand it's not your responsibility. I'm just wondering what your opinion is.
Well, my opinion is, as the elected official here in Billings, Montana, for Yellowstone County, Montana, I fight for victims of rapes, of homicides, anything I can, and I don't want to alienate any people in our community that have been victims of crime, and I don't want to discourage them from coming forward. So if I could say anything positive out of this situation, I would hope that people maintain faith in our criminal justice system and know that we're out there working hard to protect our victims in our community.
Yellowstone County Attorney Prosecutor Scott Twito, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Also with us is Marian Bradley, the president of the Montana chapter of the National Organization for Women. She has organized a nationwide campaign to remove the judge from the bench, and she joins us via Skype. Thank you very much, Marian, for taking some time with us. I want to start with you, the same place that I started with Scott Twito, and that is, since we've reported this story the first time, the judge has acknowledged there's a problem with his sentence and has called a hearing for Friday, for tomorrow. Why is that not enough for you?
Thank you for having me, by the way. I think it's not enough, and I know it's not enough because he has vilified the victim and all rape victims in this country, not only here in Billings, Montana, but throughout the country. And that's just not okay. This hearing and this sentence really needs to go to the Montana Supreme Court. And I am very pleased that our Attorney General's office and our county officials have decided to take it there.
Of course, this position is an elected position. I'm sure that you and your supporters probably believe that his backtracking and calling this hearing has in many ways to do with his political future.
Absolutely. He announced right before this initial hearing on the 26th that or even that morning, that he was running for re-election. We are on a movement to get him removed from office. If that doesn't happen, we will take it further and make sure we have someone running against him who will be elected and Val will be out of office.
What is the history that you know of, Marian, about Judge Baugh's judgments as well as his comments made from the bench? Is this a trend, a history, or is your outrage about this particular incident?
I'm not sure if we don't have much information on some of his other cases. Some of them just show up. We know that there have been a couple of instances of problems with the judge. People have stepped forward and said, I had something with the judge in 1998, another time, and these people are filing complaints now. What I do know is what he said in this particular case is not okay, and he should be removed.
All right, Marian Bradley, thank you very much for taking some time with us.
Thank you.